How's it going, guys? I hope you're all doing well out there today, wherever you are in the world. And in this video, we're going to take a first look at the Boss GT1000 Core. Now, I get asked a lot what I think about the GT1000 series, and I've actually never tried one. So I thought I'd rectify that, and I've got to give a big shout out to the guys at Boss. They've actually sent this out for me to check out and do some content on, which is very much appreciated. So this video is going to be looking at the first kind of sounds I've programmed in. I've only been playing with it for a few days, so these are the initial sounds. And also this video is just an introduction, letting you know that there will be GT1000 content coming up. And if there's anything you want particularly covered, anything you've been struggling with or anything you're curious about, please let me know in the comments below and we'll look at it in future videos. So some of my initial impressions of the GT1000 Core is just that it's so powerful. I've only been playing with it for a couple of days, so I'm sure I've only just scratched the surface and there's plenty that I haven't got to yet. But I mean, it's got 24 simultaneous amp and effects blocks that you can run at the same time, dual amps, dual cabs. You can configure the effects loops to be additional outputs with different things on them with their own EQs and all kinds of stuff. It's wild, given the size and everything. You can do this cool thing as well where you can set up individual input profiles, if you like, for your individual guitars, so you can balance out any volume differences, and then when you switch guitars, all you do is switch it and it automatically adjusts all the input levels. I mean, that's really cool stuff. But anyway, like I said, if there's anything you want to see, just let me know. This is just my initial impressions and a few tones. The first patch I put together was this one called Dynamic Clean, and that's what you heard in the intro. And it's actually, if we go into the effects menu here and scroll along, it's actually running 2 amps simultaneously. If you see here, amp 1, amp 2, and we've got a boutique on one path and a natural on the other. And what that is, to get the best of both worlds, one of those is set up with quite a mid push and a bit of gain, and the other one is set sparkly clean. And then as a result, you get this kind of thing. So I'd call it clean with character, and as you can hear, there's a bit of reverb on there. And as I was saying about all the things that you can change what all of these buttons do. So even though I'm in preset mode, I've changed these so that they do different things. So on foot switch number 1, you can change the LED color as well, which I really enjoy doing. This is like a clon style pedal. So it's just hitting the front of both of those amps with a bit more force and a little bit of drive, bit of mid push. On the second button, I've set up a tremolo to engage only on one of the amps. And then there's a pitch vibrato at the start of the chain as well. So you get this kind of, not harmonic tremolo, more like the magnetone kind of pitch vibrato thing. And it sounds like this. So kind of subtle but nice for that sort of seasick type thing. On this last control switch, I've got the delay coming on, and they've got an awesome Binson Echo Rec style model in there, which sounds fabulous. But I've also got it, if we go into this menu and this menu, in the assign menu, I've actually got it also turning up the reverb level and the reverb time, so decay, so it gets a bit more spaced out. And using that control menu in there, you can assign anything to anything, really. And the limit is only your imagination. So engaging the delay. The next patch I put together is one called Warm and Fuzzy. So something completely different. And then if we go into the effects menu, I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm actually hitting the front of 2 amps. They're both the same amp model, but set with different front end gain and sag control. And then I'm hitting them both with a 60s style fuzz box set for more of a preamp tone, a bit like the Hudson Broadcast or something like that. And then I've also got a slap back echo and a bit of reverb, and that sounds like this. Been listening to a lot of like Gary Clark Jr. and like Ariel Posen and stuff like that. That kind of slightly filthy clean with that slapback echo and a bit of spring reverb. Then switching this on actually switches between one distortion model and another. So if we go into that effects menu, I can show you that toggles between those two. So I've got like a clean kind of preamp fuzz and then a ridiculous fuzzy fuzz. And it sounds like this. Which I really enjoy. I think the 60s fuzz model in the distortion block is one of my favourites. On this switch I've got a univibe, but also just out of shot I've got an expression pedal on the floor to control the speed. And with just like the controls on here, the expression pedal is really easy to assign, and you can assign it to, again, pretty much anything. So using the univibe and the fuzz together, you get Hendrix territory. And then on the last switch here, we just got a bit of delay again. Which is like another tape echo type thing. I'll have a look at the settings there on that for you, because I can't honestly remember. So it's in the master delay block. Oh, it's another Benson Echo Rec style thing. The last patch I'm going to show off today is dual crunch. So I'm running dual amp models, but this time they're panned hard left and hard right. Make sure you're listening in stereo. And if we have a look, we're running 2 of the same amp model again. So we've got an X modded and an X modded, and they've got a different cab on hard left and hard right as well. So that's what that's. This is what that sounds like. And with the amp set kind of differently with different gain levels as well, it makes it clean up really nicely. So on the first button here, we've got, I think it's a, might just be an EQ actually. Yes, it is. If you see there, EQ2, just for a bit of tone shaping and a bit of boost. And then on the next button, we've got like an EVH style phase 90 type thing. And then on the last button, we've got a little bit of delay. Then you can just stick them all on if you want sort of a solo tone. So that was just an initial look at the Boss GT1000 core, some of the sounds that I've got out of it that I'm really enjoying. And I think my content going forward on this will probably be more tutorial based, like hidden features, how to set it up for certain things, using external controllers, because it's a really powerful unit. And I think it'd be good to condense some of that down into a few videos for anyone that either owns one of these or wants to own one of these. I can see a lot of uses, so I'll probably look at showing you different kinds of setups as well. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's been a pleasure. I hope whatever you're doing with the rest of your day, it's great. And I'll see you in another video soon. Cheers, guys.